Hey everyone, it's Jared with Heat Press Nation. Recently, I had the privilege of being a part of the Versaflex Unboxed event by Sawgrass. I was able to join a panel of fellow influencers and all of us who had been a part of the alpha level testing for Versaflex. Now, we got to talk with some key leaders from Sawgrass and we got to really get into it about Versaflex. Now, during the live panel, a question came up about heat presses. And you'd think, oh, Jared, you're Mr. Heat Press, right? How come you didn't say anything? Truth be told, I kind of wanted to hear other people's experiences with their heat presses. And I'm going to be honest, at the back of my mind, I'm like, well, people aren't going to really care what I say because it's going to be like, oh, well, of course he's going to say that. He sells heat presses. So whatever, right? In the moment, I didn't say anything. But I'm kind of glad I didn't because we got to hear some really great points about using heat presses and how that affects your Versaflex output. One of those points was from Judith from Lunally. Awesome influencer. Be sure you go give her a follow. Now, she had a comment on using a heat press that is under the recommended specification from Sawgrass. Let's hear what she had to say.
So that's one of the things that when we were here testing, we have this professional heat press. And so when I went home, I was like, well, there's like other part of us that have like auto press. And so I know we can't like do the pressure exactly how you do it with the other ones. So just being able to use that and know like just you have to figure out like how to manage a little bit the pressure, but just being able to do it regardless, it is just it is magic.
Great point by Judith from Lunally. Now, what was cool is that she admitted, she's like, yeah, this isn't quite what Sawgrass recommends, but I was still able to make it work. And I think that's awesome, being able to still use something, whatever you have. We're big fans of, hey, do what you can with what you have. The only comment I guess I would make to that is if you're going to invest in a new Versaflex system, if possible, I would highly recommend investing in a new heat press as well. The reason why, as she mentioned, when you're using a heat press that's under spec, you're going to have to do additional testing, figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work. Now, when we were testing the product, we had lots of Versaflex media on hand to test with. However, when you get yours, you're paying about $1 a sheet for the letter size media. Maybe you don't want to spend 20 sheets trying to figure out your process, As it is, even with a high quality heat press, you're going to spend at least a few sheets practicing and getting used to the new process. So in my opinion, I'd prefer to not further complicate that. Again, if you're going to make the investment and you're able to invest in a new heat press as well, go for it. Now, there was a follow-up comment by Alex Fox. He made a great point about using a heat press that's properly calibrated. Let's take a look.
So one of the things that we found when we were testing it was that we also tested the actual heat on the heat press, and we found that the number on the display is not necessarily the number that's actually of the temperature. So if you start this and you try it and it just doesn't seem to be working, it may be that your heat press display is not 100% accurate. So with sublimation, it's like the hotter the better almost, right? With this, above a certain temperature, the expander starts to evaporate and then you can't peel your paper. So if it isn't working, first thing I would say try is higher pressure and lower heat, because it might be your heat press kind of making it hard for you.
I could not have said it better myself. So I'm just going to add this comment. When you purchase a heat press from Heat Press Nation, our presses are calibrated at the factory before they even ship out. So when you get your heat press, it is going to be as hot as it says it is. Now, maybe it's been a few years, you want to recalibrate the press, or maybe you accidentally adjusted the calibration settings and you need to get back. All you need is either a temperature probe or an infrared thermometer with an adjustable emissivity setting. Once you have either of those, you can call our tech support team and they'll walk you through recalibrating your machine. But again, when you purchase your heat press from Heat Press Nation, it's going to come already calibrated. And that's a big deal since not all other heat press retailers do that, especially more entry-level or bargain brands. So to me, both of these points really support Sawgrass's stance that you should have a high-quality heat press with your Versaflex system. Here at Heat Press Nation, based on our testing, we recommend either a Signature Series or TrueSpec heat press or higher. These heat presses are going to guarantee accurate and even heat and pressure distribution at high levels, which are required for Versaflex. At Heat Press Nation, our commitment to customer satisfaction is second to none. And to make things super easy, we have bundles where you can get your Versaflex system paired with a top quality heat press all in one easy to purchase package. You can get more information and purchase your very own Versaflex system at heatpressnation.com.